Well, good evening. This is Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. It is Sunday, September 15th, about 6 o'clock Eastern Time. And we've been watching for the last couple of days an area of disturbed weather, potentially an area that could develop into a tropical system off the Carolina coastline. And it looks like it's now getting its act together. It's sort of been a low pressure system that's been meandering off of a frontal system. That front extends all the way up into the North Atlantic, but now it looks like it's getting some tropical characteristics. National Hurricane Center, Hurricane Hunter aircraft from NOAA and the Air Force have been investigating this. The Air Force has been investigating it today, and they're finding some evidence of a mid-level circulation. Not quite sure exactly where the surface circulation is. It's not that evident, although you can see on this GOES satellite image, this is 1 minute satellite imagery, a minute coming back, image coming back every minute from the GOES satellite, 22,300 miles up in geostationary orbit. And you can see some thunderstorm activity. As a matter of fact, I'll point it out with my cursor. Look at all these bubbles in the atmosphere here, and this one over here closer to the coastline. These are strong thunderstorms that are popping up, and they could be severe thunderstorms as well. What we're looking at is for these thunderstorms to be developing around a center. And once that center closes off in a circulation where you can actually see the wind shifting around the center of this circulation, that's when the National Hurricane Center will dub it Tropical Storm Gordon. But it's not yet. It's potential Tropical Cyclone number 8, and it is going to have impacts. You can see we're close to the South Carolina, North Carolina border. Here's Wilmington, North Carolina right here. And already heavy showers and thunderstorms are moving inland. You can see these bubbles in the atmosphere here. That is indeed thunderstorm activity. As a matter of fact, let me switch over to the radar data and I'll show you what's going on here. I'll drag this a little bit over. You can sort of see some circulation going on here. The radar beam in Wilmington, North Carolina is pretty high at this point. So this is about a mid-level circulation, but it is showing signs of potential rotation and development of thunderstorm activity around that area. Needless to say, if you move just to the northwest, look at this thunderstorm activity coming in across the southern part of the Outer Banks. This is Wilmington, North Carolina, and you can see very heavy, intense rainfall producing some potential flooding rains. Some of these rainfall intensities could be 1 to 2 inches of rain per hour, and it will be persistent over the next day or so. Now, as this system looks like it's drifting to the northwest, impacts North Carolina and South Carolina, we already have tropical storm advisories in effect along the coastline. Let me switch it over to GeoCollaborate here, and I'll take it full screen so you can see what's going on. Here is the area of tropical storm force winds. Now, this is a probability of tropical storm force winds in a forecast. Since we don't have a tropical storm in effect, we can still have 40-mile-per-hour winds. It's just not a closed circulation. Now, the National Hurricane Center is anticipating the center to be right about here. So the winds are off just to the right of this seemingly what's becoming the center of circulation. And you can see this cone, which is very uncertain. It's very uncertain right now where this storm is going to move, this area of disturbed tropical weather. Officially potential tropical cyclone number 8. But you can see as it is forecast to move through South Carolina into North Carolina and then turn up the Appalachians, it is going to bring a flooding rain threat. And so what I'm going to do is show you a couple of products here in GeoCollaborate. And the first one I'm going to turn on here are the watches, warnings, and advisories. I'm going to turn on the warnings there are displayed if any of them get issued. Any warnings get issued. But here's all the advisories that are in effect right now. I'm going to turn off the hurricane forecast of the probability of tropical storm winds. You can see here that extends into South Carolina and North Carolina, including Wilmington, where there's a high probability that this area will receive tropical storm force winds. That will impact critical infrastructure such as utilities. So we may see some power outages in this area over the next day or two. We'll be tracking it very closely as well. But for the hurricane and tropical storm activity, I'm going to turn off the colors there so we can dive right in for a second into the active watches and advisories. So this area, red area, is a tropical storm warning that has been issued from Cape Hatteras south to just south of Charleston, South Carolina. So this area is expected to get tropical storm force winds, and that actually goes inland a little bit. There's a tropical cyclone statement from the Charleston, South Carolina office, and there's also flood watches. All of these areas in North Carolina in the green, they are flood watches because intense rainfall is expected in this area. This will remain in effect, particularly in the northern areas, central areas around Raleigh. This particular advisory is going to remain in effect until tomorrow, early tomorrow morning. So this may be extended because this is not moving very quickly. But of interest as well, up the coast a little bit, these are gale warnings that are small craft advisories, that have been issued from the Outer Banks, including Pamlico Sound, on up into the Chesapeake Bay, and along the east coast of Maryland, Delaware, and New Jersey. These are small craft advisories. So if you have any plans over the next couple of days and you're in a small craft, do not venture out. This could be a big danger to small craft. Notice also on the western side of the bay in Virginia and also in Maryland, these counties that are highlighted in green, they are coastal flood advisories because the circulation around this tropical system, and if it becomes a tropical storm, will be coming off the ocean. And if this system moves up into central North Carolina, the winds will be from the south, and that will be pushing a lot of water up the Chesapeake Bay, which will go into the James River, will go into the Patuxent River, the Potomac River, and on up into the Chesapeake Bay. So that means there could be coastal flooding. Now it's just a possibility. So that's why there's a coastal flood advisory. But if a coastal flood warning gets issued, we could see flooding along this area in green that you see in Maryland and in Virginia and also in North Carolina. So we'll be monitoring the system fairly closely. I'm going to turn off all of these advisories here. And I'm going to turn on the excessive rainfall impact. So the excessive rainfall here in yellow, and now I'm going to turn off the warnings just to minimize the amount of colors that are displayed here. This area in yellow has a fairly good probability that floods could happen because of intense rainfall. So it includes central, northeastern South Carolina, eastern North Carolina, central North Carolina, and then even in the green, as this system moves on up Tuesday into Wednesday, there's a chance that Maryland and southern Pennsylvania, Delaware, New Jersey could see some intense rainfall, which means flooding as well. So I'm just going to pan out a little bit here so you can see the entire thing. This is the rainfall. This is the radar data. As this system, this is the anticipated center right now. It's not confirmed yet from aircraft and surface radar. That'll probably happen in the next couple of hours. But as this moves inland, we're going to see increased likelihood of flooding rains and wind gusts up to tropical storm force. That is 39 to 74 miles per hour. So we could see power outages here. Meanwhile, down in the Louisiana and Mississippi, There's still flooding rains happening there from the remnants of Francine, and power restoration continues with many, many crews in southern Louisiana. So that's the way it looks right now. We'll keep you posted. I'll have another update tomorrow morning. But for now, we have a potential tropical cyclone number 8. Potential tropical cyclone number 8, and you can see it here in the radar. There's an indication on the radar of some circulation. Once the National Hurricane Center confirms a low-level circulation, this may become Tropical Storm Gordon. The next update from the Hurricane Center is supposed to be around 11 o'clock, but if they detect a low-level circulation and make this Tropical Storm Gordon, they will issue a special update from the National Hurricane Center. I'll send that out through the special signal application to the All Hazards Consortium and the Sensitive Information Sharing Environment. This has been a quick update on potential tropical cyclone number 8 for the All Hazards Consortium that works to connect states and private sector liaisons within those states to private sector stakeholders that have an interest traveling and doing business in any impacted area or potentially impacted area from any tropical system or severe or extreme weather. That's why we're here, to keep you posted from a video perspective, giving you updates, uploading these updates to the All Hazards Consortium Sensitive Information Sharing Environment, to the SISE Hub, so you can access them and share them around within your organizations. So that's it for now. I'm Dave Jones with Storm Center Communications and GeoCollaborate. It is September 15th, a little bit past 6 o'clock Eastern Time. We have another potential tropical cyclone. If it does form, it'll be Gordon, and we'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching.